Welcome to section 2, where we're going to be adding some new improvements to the photo browser app that we developed in the previous section. The first thing that we're going to be doing in this section is to load images into our project using the file manager. In the last section, we manually added some flower names into the names of flower array. So what we're going to do is to delete all of these names that we added manually, and then I'm going to bring up my Finder. Inside of my Finder, I have this folder called flowers. Let me expand it so that we can see the content. These are all of the flowers that I want to display in the app. So let me select one of them and then press the space bar so that we can use the preview to see all of the flowers inside of the folder. So these are the flowers that we're going to be displaying inside of our app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this entire folder inside of the project under the photo view controller. You can see where there's a red horizontal line. So I'm going to drop the folder there. Once you drop the folder, you're going to get this prompt. Make sure you select the option that says copy items if needed. Click on create group and then make sure that you select add to target. So make sure that these three options are selected and then click on finish. You can see now that we have the flowers folder inside of our project. So what we want to do next is to be able to access these flower names inside of our project. Instead of typing out these flower names manually, it will be better if you can write a simple code that will get access to all of these flower names inside of this folder. Sometimes you might have 50 to 100 files inside of a folder, and manually typing that out will take a lot of time. This is why it is possible for you to write a very simple code that will give you access to all of your app resources. So the next step is to create an object of file manager that will allow us to be able to read the content of our directory. So let file manager equals to file manager. So we need the file manager class, this particular one. You can see here that it says an object that provides a convenient interface to the contents of the file system. So you want to select it and then you want to say .default. So this is going to create the object of the file manager. Once we have the file manager, the next step is for us to create a path, which is the path name to the bundle's subdirectory resources. So let path equals to, we want to use the bundle class .main .resource path. You can see here that it says that the full path name of the bundle's subdirectory containing resources. So that means it's going to return the path to all of the resources inside of our subdirectory. So let's select that option, but because this is an optional, we can use a guard let to unwrap it, else return. Once we have the path, the next step is to use the file manager to get access to the content of the subdirectory at that path. So let items, we want to get access to all of the items inside of the subdirectory, equals to file manager dot content of directory. You can see that the content of subdirectory returns to us an array of strings, and also pay attention because it throws. Because it throws, that means we have to try this function call and then pass in the path. Because it takes the path as string, so we need to put the path that we have here. So that means it's going to return all of the items inside of that subdirectory. So let's print the items object, print items, run the project. And here you can see inside of the debug area that we have all of the flower names inside of our bundle. You can see that they are all printed here. So we have the sunflower, poppy flower, pink lotus, and so on and so forth. You can also see that we have other items inside of our app resources. We have this one called libswiftremotemirror.dilib. We also have the base.lproj. Your app resources contain a lot of items, not just the items that you've dragged into your project. So these are the names of the flowers that we're going to be displaying inside of our table view in the next video. Instead of manually typing out all of these flower names, we've used the file manager to get access to our app bundle, and then we're going to be displaying all of these flower names on our table view.